In this week's Journey to Greatness, we hear from a true icon in college football. With 7 national championships and 297 career wins, Nick Saban's resume made him one of the easiest selections the College Football Hall of Fame has ever made. He won more than 80% of his games as a college head coach, and he was the architect of an Alabama dynasty that ruled the sport for 17 seasons. Oddly enough, Saban had no interest in coaching back in 1973, but a conversation with Kent State coach Don James sent him down what would become a legendary path.
My goals and aspirations was to be a coach for 1 year, get a master's degree, and go do something else. But I loved it. I loved the coaching, I loved the work, I loved being involved in the game, I loved the relationship with players. I liked the fact that it was still, competitive, just as competitive from a coaching standpoint as it was from a playing standpoint.
Saban would make several stops as an assistant and a head coach over the next 20 years. But his coaching philosophy really started to evolve when he was leading the Michigan State program in the mid-1990s.
I was a very transactional leader. Everything was about winning, more outcome-oriented. And in 1998, when I was a coach at Michigan State, they were talking about firing me. And we went and played Ohio State at Ohio State, and I didn't think we could win. And I called a psychiatrist and said, I don't know what to say to the team. I don't think we can win. And I was focusing on winning. And he said, you need to become a transformational leader. You need to set a good example. You need to be somebody that somebody can emulate. You need to help people for their benefit. So we went and played one play at a time and won the game.
Understanding and fine-tuning that process led Saban to the LSU job, where he won a national title in the 2003 season. And after a brief stint in the NFL, Saban landed in Tuscaloosa, where he'd become a legend. His leadership and attention to detail led to a dominant run that included 6 national championships for the Crimson Tide. He gives plenty of credit to the players and coaches he worked with, who all bought into his philosophy.
I was always so focused on, the process of trying to get it right, trying to help people develop the habits that would help them be more successful in what they were trying to do. It really was about helping them be champions, not necessarily winning a championship. And I always told players, if we have a team full of champions, we'll win a championship. So everybody needs to develop the habits that are going to help them be all that they can be. I think that benefited us tremendously because our focus wasn't on the outcome. It was on what do we have to do to get the outcome.
For Saban, it all goes back to lessons his parents taught him growing up in West Virginia. Simple ideas like respecting others, accepting responsibility, and being the best version of yourself laid the foundation for his Hall of Fame career.
Little did I know as a kid growing up, in West Virginia pumping gas at my dad's service station, that some of those lessons that I learned, it was beyond my imagination that what I would ever end up here in the College Football Hall of Fame. And also that those lessons would lead me to a process of helping people develop their full potential, players, coaches. Always wanted to have a program that helped people be more successful in life and reach their goals and aspirations, and that those lessons that I learned as a kid growing up would develop a process that helped them do that. And those lessons were real simple ones. First of all, compassion for other people. Treat people like you'd like to be treated. Treat people nicely on the way up. You might meet them on the way down. It's nice to be important, more important to be nice. The second thing is regardless of what responsibility I was ever given as a kid, washing a car, if there were any streaks left on that navy blue Buick, you had to do it over. So there was always a reckoning for what I did, and that helped me tremendously, I think, from an accountability standpoint, because my dad used to always say, if you don't have the time to do it right the first time, how are you going to find the time to do it again? And the last thing is we won an extraordinary amount of games when I was a Pee Wee player and a high school player that culminated in a state championship. And after every one of those wins, I got chewed out pretty good by my coaches and dad. And after all those wins, I finally asked my mom once, I said, why do I always seem to get reprimanded even when we win? And she says, it's not about winning. It's about you being the best that you can be. So those 3 lessons, sort of helped me develop a process that helped a lot of other people be successful, helped us be successful, and helped the people that I work with give us a chance to be successful, and I'd like to thank them for that.